Evolution of Cinderella. Cinderella, 1950. In this original movie, Cinderella is voiced by American singer and actress Ilene Woods. She is close friends with the birds, the mice who also live in the manor house, including Gus and Jack, her pet dog Bruno, and her father's horse Major. When the invitation for the ball arrives, Cinderella wants to attend. Her stepmother tells her she may only go if she finishes her chores and finds something suitable to wear. Cinderella decides to wear her deceased mother's old party dress and hopes to fix it to make it more modern. But before she can do so, her stepfamily calls her downstairs to do constant chores to prevent her from attending the ball. Later, Fairy Godmother appears to make her dreams come true and transforms her torn dress into a beautiful blue gown. She also warns her that the spell will be broken at midnight. At the ball, Cinderella dances with Prince Charming, and they immediately fall in love with each other. As 12 o'clock approaches, she hurries to leave. In her haste, she loses one of her glass slippers on the staircase. The next day, the prince announces he will marry the maiden whose foot fits into the glass slipper. Lady Tremaine hears Cinderella humming the same song that had played at the ball and figures out Cinderella was the girl Prince Charming fell in love with. Cinderella is locked in the tower by her stepmother, who refuses to let her have the opportunity to try on the slipper, but her animal friends help her escape. Cinderella tries it on, and it fits perfectly. She and the prince are married soon after. House of Mouse, 2001. Cinderella makes numerous cameo appearances in the animated series, always in her classic ball gown. In the episode The Stolen Cartoons, when Donald was left in charge, Cinderella fled away from the bad show, leaving behind her glass slipper. In the episode House of Scrooge, she lends Mickey the dress the mice made for her, and after he thanks her, she replies with, "That old thing?" Mickey's Magical Christmas, snowed in at the House of Mouse, 2001. Cinderella appears in the episode At the House of Mouse, in which she is trapped in the house with the other guests. At one point, she talks about how she is thankful for friendly mice who make nice evening wear. In the ending song, Cinderella receives the dress they made for her as a Christmas gift. Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True, 2002. Gus and Jack, with help of the other mice and the fairy godmother, set off to make a new book to narrate what happens after the ending of the previous story by stringing 3 segments of stories together, resulting in 3 individual stories: Aim to Please, Tall Tale, and An Uncommon Romance. In the first story, Cinderella and Prince Charming return home and a party begins shortly after. In the second story, Tall Tale, Cinderella works on planning to build up a festival. The mouse named Jack in the previous movie has become a human named Sir Hugh. And in the third story, An Uncommon Romance, Cinderella helps her younger stepsister Anastasia reconcile with the baker, even though her stepmother, Lady Tremaine, has forbidden it. Near the end of the movie, she reads the book that the mice made for her. Mickey's House of Villains, 2002. Cinderella makes a non-speaking cameo during the song It's Our House Now, where she is seen sitting next to Belle and Aurora, and the 3 are frightened by the Queen chopping off the Fates' heads before being locked in the kitchen. Teacher's Pet, 2004. Cinderella makes a cameo appearance at the end of the movie, where she is shown holding a frog during the closing song. Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time, 2007. In this movie, Cinderella's hard-working ethics, optimism, and devotion are put to the test when she is magically stripped away from her happily ever after by a vengeful and then magically empowered Tremaine and is forced to jump into physical action to restore her happy life and relationship with Prince Charming. During these events, Cinderella is shown to be cunning, tactical, persistent, and a fierce rival to those who oppress her. With no magic, being forced to rely solely on her intelligence and fearlessness, Cinderella is able to defeat her stepmother, repair her relationship with a reformed Anastasia, and retain her much-deserved life of happiness, proving both her independence and strong will. Once Upon a Time, 2011. 2 different versions of Cinderella appear in the ABC fantasy drama series. First iteration, Princess Ella, better known as Cinderella, currently known as Ashley Boyd. She debuts in the 4th episode of the first season and is portrayed by a guest star Jessie Schramm. Cinderella is based on the titular character from the fairy tale, Cinderella, and the Disney movie of the same name. She is also an allusion to the miller's daughter from the fairy tale, Rumpelstiltskin. Second iteration, Ella, better known as Cinderella, currently known as Jacinda Vidrio. She debuts in the 1st episode of the 7th season and is portrayed by a starring cast member Dania Ramirez, and co-star Alejandra Perez. Cinderella is based on the titular character from the fairy tale, Cinderella, and Cinderella from the Disney version. The Art of Vacationing, 2012. Cinderella appears when Goofy goes on Gadget's Go Coaster in Mickey's Toontown and hesitantly meets her in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle. Sofia the First, Once Upon a Princess, 2012. Cinderella appears in the pilot movie, where she helps Sofia make friends with Amber, her stepsister. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, 2013. Ashley Boyd also makes a cameo appearance in Storybrooke at the beginning of the first episode of the spin-off series. She and Leroy are packing away from the diner when Will Scarlet manages to steal her keys. Mickey Mouse, 2013. Cinderella appears in the third episode, entitled Le Croissant de Triomphe. While a cafe owned and operated by Minnie runs out of croissants, she makes a phone call to receive from Mickey an order of croissants. In order to arrive on time, Mickey hurries and flies through Paris, and accidentally lands in a castle where Prince Charming tries to fit the crystal slipper into Cinderella's foot. She was still dressed in her regular maid clothes. At that time, Mickey accidentally passes in his motorcycle and breaks the glass slipper. Cinderella, 2015. Lily James portrays the character named Ella in Disney's live-action version. Like in the original movie, her father remarries after the death of her mother, but after he dies as well, she then becomes the horribly mistreated servant of her stepmother, Lady Tremaine, and her two stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. They give her the nickname Cinderella when, one morning, she wakes up with soot on her face after sleeping near the fireplace the previous night. Unlike the original movie, however, she meets the prince, named Kit, before the ball while out in the forest. She is also shown to be more assertive when she actually stands up to her stepmother in the movie's final act. Lady Tremaine attempts to blackmail Ella by only agreeing to let her try on the glass slipper if Ella will make her head of the royal household and provide suitable husbands for her stepsisters, but Ella rejects this idea, refusing to give Lady Tremaine power over Kit after the way she ruined Ella's life. As told by Emoji, 2016. An emoticon version of Cinderella also appears retelling of the original 1950 animated movie. Her ball gown in the short is modeled after the redesign featured in the Disney Princess franchise, as opposed to the movie. Elena of Avalor, 2016. Cinderella appears in the episodes First Day of Rule and Coronation Day, where she can be seen amongst the guests at the royal ball and Elena's coronation. Sofia the First, 2018. In the episode Forever Royal, when Sofia is battling Vor inside her amulet, Cinderella appears to Sofia in a spirit form, along with all the other princesses who have been summoned to help her in her hours of need, and they encourage her to be brave and strong, for they all believe in her. Ralph Breaks the Internet, 2018. Cinderella appears as a netizen, residing in Oh My Disney as a cast member with the other Disney princesses. When Vanellope manages to find refuge in the Disney princesses' private quarters, where the ladies are on break, Cinderella can be seen picking leaves from Pocahontas's hair. Later, Cinderella breaks her glass slipper and threatens to use it as a shiv. The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse, 2021. In the episode Once Upon an Apple, Cinderella with Mickey replacing her glass slippers with glass boots. The Simpsons, Welcome to the Club, 2022. At the beginning of the short, when Bart explains to Lisa about the theme park in a plan to make her a princess, the statues seen there consist of Cinderella, Elsa, and Tiana, which are seen outside the castle. Chibi Tiny Tales, 2023. Cinderella appears in the classic Disney tale of herself, who always loses her shoes in insanely cute chibi form.